Hey, what's up, Bonehawk? Shujinkydink here. Welcome to a video all about anti-airs in Mortal Kombat 11. One of my pet peeves, and I see it all over the place, is when people say there are no anti-airs in MK11. Like, I'd be anti-airing in MK11. Like, big anti-air in MK11. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 different ways you can do it. Not all of them are going to be completely feasible all the time, but since you have 5 different options, that's like covers most situations. Once you get better with them, then you'll kind of understand when and where to use them. So subscribe if you like content like this, and check out my playlist from the ground up for more hints and tips. Let's get into it.
Accept your death.
Alright, so the first one is just your normal attacks. I'm kind of cheating a little bit here because I have Frost on the screen, and if you know, you know. Frost down 3 anti-air is one of the best in the game. Like, look at the hitbox on this thing. Like, that is crazy. Oh, I missed it. It's funny because I used her for a little while, and I never got used to doing the down 3 anti-air, which is weird because Quan Chi's down 3 is his anti-air. Unfortunately, not everyone is as lucky as Frost. So, going through and kind of finding what your character's best anti-air is. Now, I kind of want to find 2 different ones here, because there's going to be jump kicks, which are a lot harder to anti-air, and then jump punches, which are a lot easier to anti-air. So, the jump punches, most characters standing 1, I've found, is a good generic anti-air. Like, Frost has it, Baraka has it, Kotal Khan has it, Spawn has it, who else have I played? Rambo has it. It seems across the board for jump punches, standing 1 is pretty solid. Not all the time, there are exceptions. Some characters have crazier jumping ones, and of course you have to worry about jump kicks as well. So again, these are just all options, and once you have all 5 options, you understand all 5 options, you'll cover most scenarios. So some characters like Baraka, for example, I play Baraka, so that's kind of how I know. I have 2 different ones. So I have my standing 1 for jumping punches, and then I have my big sweeping down 2 for jump kicks. Now I kind of have to make a read on this on what I think they're going to do. You know, hitting the down 2 when I think they're going to go for a jumping kick, for example, and then I hit with the down 1, and then, you know, convert into whatever after that. Going over your character and really understanding your character. I don't play every character in the game, so I'm sure there are characters where this is kind of an exception. But we have other options for that. So that being said, find out what normals are best for your character, practice them, make sure you got them, and if all else fails, move on to number 2. Second one is specials, and again you'll see I have Baraka on the screen here because boom, is that a good anti-air. Keep in mind that pretty much only hits in front of them though, so if they jump cross up, not usually that effective, but you know, some characters just have special moves that are just made to anti-air. This is one of them. This actually stops a lot of Jackie's shenanigans. So yeah, he'll kind of want to use this. Other characters have anti-air grabs. Shao Kahn is example. Noob Saibot, for example, has his upward shadow. Kano has a Kano ball. So just finding what special move is good to hit people out of the air with. Chances are, if you don't have a good normal, you got a good special. And some characters are lucky enough to have both. Baraka is an example. Not only do we have a standing 1, I'm using the wrong character. That's embarrassing. Holy jeez. Okay, standing 1, down 2, and the spikes. So Baraka's set for anti-airs. You know, he couldn't ask for more. You couldn't ask for more anti-airs out of Baraka. He's got them all. So if your whole dispute with MK11 is that it has no anti-airs, just pick Baraka. You got everything covered, including the other 3 that I'm going to talk about. But let's go. What are the other 3? Well, we'll just have to find out. The pause was for dramatic effect. Did it work? Now the third one here, we're getting into a little bit more advanced kind of tech, but that's okay. You got to understand the process and how it works as we go down the line. So I've kind of tried to organize the list from like the easiest to like the most difficult, or the, you know, the most, I don't know, the one you would use the least probably, but it's still an option. It's still there. So this one we have our spacing and what's called trip guarding, and this one you really have to pay attention to your character's movement. You have to understand how well they move forward, how fast they move backwards, and once you kind of get a good idea of that, not only can you kind of bait a jump in, but you can kind of punish it with some sort of a forward advancing move, or maybe a move that has lots of reach. So let's see if I can't show you an example here with young Baraka. Once again, young Baraka. There we go. So we read that Frost was going to jump. Outspaced her. We can even get the crushing blow. Maybe get a little bit of extra damage. We're going to play around this one. Boom! Completely misses. Bam. Or, you know, just saying if something else. There you go. Same thing. Kind of space her back, walk back. Punish with a long-reaching normal. Kind of got to figure out what your character has. Every character is different, like I say. I'm only using Baraka because I'm familiar with him. Check this out. Whoop. Whoop. See? Told you. It works. Okay, so that's number 3. Let's move on to our 4th one here, which is, drumroll please, I don't have any drums, actually. Transition. Alright, so number 4 is a universal one. I don't care which character you play. Kotal Khan, Melina, Shiva, everybody has this option. So this is my whole argument against, well, MK11 doesn't have any anti-airs. Yes, it does. Literally everybody can do it. It just takes a little bit of meter management. And that's the flawless block jump-ins. It's a little tricky, not gonna lie. Still kind of working on the timing a little bit myself. But we have a pretty generous flawless block window with 5 frames that NRS gives us. So, I mean, it's not that hard. I've been a little bit lazy. I got to work on it a little bit more. But, you know, again, playing Baraka, I have so many other anti-air options. I don't need to use this. This feels like a Baraka propaganda video, does it? But I swear I'm only doing this because I'm so familiar with the character. Anyway, so yeah. So you can flawless block jump-ins. You can either do a flawless block attack to counter them. But one of the main things is you can stop them from getting advantage. So a lot of the times, if they do it deep enough or whatnot, they might be able to get some sort of advantage on you and kind of follow up with their jump attacks. So let me give you an example of what that looks like. Okay, so I've turned the frame data on so you can kind of see what's going on here as far as plus and minus. If you're not sure what frame data is, probably start by watching my frame data video. I might post that somewhere up there. We're just looking at Frost's frame data for right now in the bottom left there. So let's see what happens when I just straight up block a jumping kick from her. Look at that. So she is +3 on block from that jump kick, which means she can kind of go into her back 1-2, which is a mid, and we kind of just have to hold that. So if I notice that the player is just continuously doing that, I can flawless block it, and let's see how that that frame data changes. So it has changed to -2, which means it's now my turn, especially since Baraka has a fairly decent mid himself. That can't do much off it, but you can at least try and challenge Frost that maybe wasn't ready for you to flawless block it. Do something like that, you know. So you don't always have to do a flawless block attack, although you can. It's certainly an option, but I mean, sometimes you don't have the meter for it, or you would rather save your meter for other things. So that's at least you're not giving them another turn. And again, there's always exceptions to these things in fighting games, but I'm going to say generally across the board, probably a pretty safe bet. This is going to be pretty consistent for you. So something to practice. You have a decent window to do it. And that brings us to our very last option. Our very last one. I'm going to miss you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And this is pretty basic. It's just armoring. Fatal Blow will do this. You just armor. One thing a lot of people don't think about, and probably because it's very resource intensive, is to meter burn a projectile, an interactable, which could also be a projectile. Interactables? Projectables? Who knows? Because meter burning the interactables does give you a hit of armor, but again, it comes at a price. It takes 2 bars of offensive meter and 1 bar of defensive meter. So just be careful. It is meter intensive, but if you get caught in a place where you're just like, I don't really know what to do, blah, 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 you can armor it. So here's an example of that. And there we go. We see up in the corner there that it did say a punish, which means that they couldn't block it whatsoever. But again, very meter intensive. So maybe if this is going to win you the round or something, I would probably use it. Or in certain scenarios where, say, this particular interactable does a lot of damage. This one really doesn't. It's just getting a nice little knockdown. You get a little frame advantage, go in and pressure, whatever you want, kind of thing. But you know, you have like the sword on the Wuxi Grotto or whatever it is. What's the other one? There's a couple in the... oh, there's a nice restand one in the the Shaolin Trap Dungeon. So things like that might actually be worth the resources if it can turn the tables, get you some advantage, and you kind of start to win the game. So anyways, that's it. I was tired of seeing people all over the place saying, oh, there's no anti-airs in MK11. So yeah, they are. They might not be as easy as other NRS games, but they're there. You should learn how to use all of them. Support you. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to the Bonehawks. Thanks to everyone that supports me over on Patreon. You can join us over there for $1. Join our little Discord, or I do one-on-one lessons where I can help you out at the tops here. So check it out. Links in the description down below or on the end screen. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you guys in the next video. I don't know who that guy was, but boy, did he sound smart and confident. One day I want to be like him. You know how I can do that? By watching more videos. Maybe watch another one over here. Or subscribe if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Patreon's over there. I don't know where I'm pointing anymore. The camera's reversed. I don't know what to tell you at this point.